expert de chez Orange, si je ne me trompe pas.
Non,
pour l'instant, ça va. Donc, il va nous parler de Networks of the Future, Community. Et en espagnol, ça s'appelle la tecnología 5G y sus desafíos.
Okay.
Por favor,
So I will try to switch in English because we are recording this session. So this talk is about 5G technology and the future of 5G. I'm so sorry for the Spanish slides. I think that there are not a lot of text in this slide, so it will be clear for all of us to understand. So the idea behind that is to talk about 5G and what's the future in this new technology. So my name is William Diego. I'm Orange expert, and I'm working on 5G and 6G in this moment. So we are currently working in the mobile network evolutions. So let's talk about the mobile network. So this is summarize the different versions of 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G now, and why we talk about different Gs in this evolution of the technology. So at the beginning of the first generation of this mobile network was only the only available service was the voice. So at this moment, the voice was very important for all people in the 90s years, at the end of the beginnings of 90s. And after that, we have the second generation of these mobile networks. In fact, this evolution was focused on the voice and the short data message, which was the global standard at this point of time. Start the evolution of these standardization bodies. In this case, the European companies have a very important role in this evolution of technology, because they found a lot of companies in this moment, like Alcatel, which promote this global standardization in mobile networks. After that, we have the next evolution, the 3G technology, which was focused on data rates in order to improve data rates and new services. But that true good data rates coming with 4G. So since 2010, more or less, we have a big, important networks in this 4G technology. And today we can experience this kind of technologies everywhere. We have all smartphones, and we can communicate with everyone, and we have lots of applications in these different devices. And this is the current status of this mobile network technology. 10 years ago, I think that we can imagine this kind of evolution, because at this moment we have only these voice services and short messages. So the question now is, what is the 5G technology? Why we need this 5G technology now? So the idea behind this 5G technology is to provide new services, which is, for the moment, we don't know what exactly is, or what exactly are these new services. So these new services are focused on three global families of use cases. We are focused on that high throughput, latency, and capacity of the network. These three families are divided in three families. So this is enhanced mobile broadband, which is the current services that we have with 4G. The second family is the massive IoT, which is hundreds and hundreds of devices connected, objects connected to the network and communicate each other. And the ultra reliable and low latency. In this case, the ultra reliable and low latency is focused on that kind of application that needs this low latency, as autonomous car, for example, or mission critical application like ambulance or police, or industry automation, which is very important in the future for the next revolution of the industry. So this family promote the evolution of this new technology, because we need to have a new technology that can support this kind of application. So this is the objective of the 5G network, to support this kind of application. So, so this 5G, what's this 5G? So this 5G is a new, it's not only high capacity, it's not only low latency, it's not only high throughput, it's also a new architecture which is focused on the evolution of new technologies like virtualization, software-defined network, which is new words, new technologies coming from that data center field. And this 5G integrates at the beginning this kind of evolution of the technology. So this architecture is able to adaptate itself to each requirement. In this case, this architecture can move or can follow the client according to needs. And the idea is to provide at the point that each user needs one application, these services. For example, if today we need to to watch a movie in one part of the city, we can move all the content close to this new client in order to have a low latency and can see this film as soon as possible. So this architecture also allows us to the industry to automatize different procedures in the campus of different companies. And for example, we have some trials in Paris about this new technology in order to provide this new configuration each time that we have a new product that we want to build. 5G also consider new interface, new transport, with more capacity in order to transport new applications in the future. And in terms of different countries and continents, this is a very huge investment for different countries. So in case of Latin America, it's very important to understand that for the moment we don't have a good 4G network which is deployed in Latin America, and for 5G we need to wait some time in order to have this technology everywhere. So for now we are focused on very important cities. In Europe we have covered Paris in some areas, Lille in some areas, Marseille, we have some trials. And this new technology now is becoming a reality because we have some deployments in some small cities. And the idea is to provide this new technology to different customers in order to discover new applications. So the idea behind the 5G is not to provide application with this new technology, it's discovered together with new clients, new applications. Okay. So, as for example, we can compare the different throughputs. So in this case, we have 3 applications. If we want to download one film in 4G network, we take 2 minutes. With 5G, we will take only 3.7 seconds. For download 1 hour of music, we have 20 seconds with 4G today, and with 5G, it will take only 0.6 seconds. And you can see also for our website, today it takes more or less 1 second, and in the future it will be less than 25 milliseconds. So that's only one example of what's the future in technology, how we can compare 4G and 5G, and what we can wait for this new technology. Okay, so this is other comparison between different applications. This is a family of use cases and different kind of applications that we can compare in terms of latency, in terms of throughput. So for today, as you can see in white, is the 4G application that we can support with current technology, and in blue is the future application that we can will be supported with 5G. So as you can see, this autonomous vehicle is included in this 5G technology because we have to provide this low latency. We can also imagine new VR, virtual reality application in the future in our devices, and tactile internet, which is transmit the field through this new 5G network. Okay, so this is just some examples of different applications. So this slide summarizes. So this is today application. So we have voice and data in our smartphones, and in the future we can imagine different applications like autonomous vehicle, as I mentioned before. We can also connect transport in this network. We can imagine operation at distance. So I remember that I read one article that some operators in Asia test this kind of operational distance thanks to the 5G technology, and other kind of application as Internet of Things. We can connect hundreds and millions of devices at the same time to the network in order to provide this new kind of technology and collect data and can provide and centralize data to different applications. So it's not only an evolution of, we can imagine that 5G is okay, thanks. So 5G is not only to take one device in the network and put another in this place. So 5G is a new evolution because we talk about virtualization of the network. So we take the current equipment which is dedicated to one function in the network, and we virtualize this function, and then we can deploy this kind of functionality on the demand on the network. So this is a new technology which comes from the data center field, and we apply this kind of technology in the 5G in order to provide new services on the demand close to the client. So we can imagine that we have a football match in Paris, and we need to cover this area with different new application in order to transmit a live video in this place. So thanks to this new kind of technology, we can deploy that in a few seconds. Because today, with 4G technology, we need to deploy that 2-3 weeks before this event in this place. So that's the difference. So to accelerate new application deployments. And in the future, there are also these artificial intelligence, which is very important for improve this new technology. Today, we have many applications on the industry, autonomous vehicle, on the connected home. Okay, thank you. So that's very important to explore this new field of research for telecommunications in order to improve future version of 5G or even the 6G technology. So that's new field, and we are working in Orange in order to use this new technology in order to provide new services and satisfy the client's requirements. Okay. And so this is where is Orange today with 5G. So this is one slide which summarizes the current deployment in Spain. Because we have one network in Spain, and we have different cities which are currently covered in 5G. This is the status in France. So as you can see in orange, we have many deployments, small deployments. So this is some base station which covers some limited area in this city. So we are in Lille, in Paris, in Marseille, in the south of France as well. And currently, 1 week ago, we launched a commercial network in Romania. So because we have a 5G network, Orange network there. And this is the first Orange 5G network launched in Europe. So for the moment, we expect to have this same deployment in France in coming months, because we have currently the spectrum problem. The government don't allocate this spectrum for now, so we are waiting this final decision to deploy. And finally, this is the planning for Latin America. So in Latin America, for the moment, there are small trials. This is not a big as in Europe. So this is different countries which expect to deploy in 2020 5G, not for now. And the companies which are currently test some use cases in Peru and other countries in Latin America. Okay, so this is also very interesting, because the coverage area of this mobile network is not the same in Latin America than Europe. So it's for that reason that we expect to have this deployment, small deployments in Peru and in different cities in Peru in 2020 and so far from that. Okay, so that's all from my side. If you have maybe some question about that. Okay, so thank you very much.